Good evening, grade 10. Today we're going to discuss the oblique triangle and the law of sine. So as an introduction, let us review first the type of triangles. So there are two classification of triangles. It can be a right triangles or an oblique triangles. So as we all know, the characteristic of a right triangle, it has one angle which measures 90 degrees. Okay? So, on this illustration, these angles measure 90 degrees. So, we can see that this is a right triangle. While the oblique triangles can be categorized into two. It can be an acute triangles or obtuse triangles. An acute triangles, it has one angle which measures less than 90 degrees. While the obtuse triangle, it has one angle which measures greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. So those are the types of triangles. Now, in solving an oblique triangle, during your grade 9, it was discussed already about the right triangle. Okay, so yung mga SOHCAHTOA, the Pythagorean theorem, so those are the formula that are being used to solve for a right triangle. So, on this lesson, we are going to focus on the oblique triangle in solving an acute triangle and obtuse triangle. Now, mathematically, it is customary to label the parts of an oblique triangle this way. So, the angle A, kailangan ang katapat niya is the opposite side A. So, we are using a capital letters for an angles, then small letters for the sides. So, the angle A, meron siyang opposite side which is A. The angle B has an opposite side B. An angle C has an opposite side C. Then, please take note that the sum of an interior triangle or of an interior angle in a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So, for example, your angle B is 40. Your angle A is 80. What would be the measures of angle C? So, if we're going to add 80 and 40, that is 120. So, 180 minus 120, that will give us 60. So, therefore, the angle C measures 60 degree. Okay, so dapat kapag pinag-add natin to, 40 plus 80 plus 60, dapat ang sum nila is 180. Okay, so always to mapa right triangle or an oblique triangle, the sum of an interior angle in a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. Now, in order to solve an oblique triangle, we need to know the length of one side. Okay, given one side and two angles, one angle and another side, and the two other side. So from that, we can have the following cases. Okay, for the case 1, the given is one side and two angles. So it can be an angle side or angle side angle. Now, tinawag siyang angle side because the given are two interior angle and one is the opposite side of an angle. Okay, now angle side angle naman, if the given is two angle but the given side is other side, not the opposite side. Diba hindi given si side A, hindi given si side B. So ito yung isa dyan. So yung isa angle side, yung isa angle side angle. Okay, next case 2 naman, two sides and the angle opposite one of them. Okay, so two sides ang given, then the angle opposite of one of them. It can be an opposite of side B or an opposite of side A. Okay, next case 3, two sides and the angle between them. Okay, which is called as SAS. So side, angle, then side. So, yun yung given sa'yo. Pwedeng ito, side, angle, then side. Next, 3 sides are given. So, walang angle na meaning, walang angle na given, only the 3 sides. So, which is the SSS. Okay? Now, as we can see on the following cases, there is no AAA case because two similar triangles can have the same angle measures but different side lengths. So, at least one side must be known. Now, let's discuss how to derive the formula for the law of sines. Okay? I'm not going to play this video, but let's focus on this figure. Okay, given the figure 1, okay, so the figure 1, the angle A has measured 53 degrees and its opposite side is X. And the angle B measures 27 degree and the opposite side is 15. Now, if we are going to transform this triangle into this symbolic form, okay, gagawin natin siyang angle A has an opposite side A, angle B has an opposite side B, angle C has an opposite side C. And if we are going to draw a line here to the base, we are going to form what triangle is this? Okay. O, itong may shaded part na to, anong triangle to? Okay, very good. That is a right triangle. Sa right triangle, anong trigonometric formula pwede natin gamitin? Okay, SOHCAHTOA. If we are going to solve for sine A, okay, what will be the solution? So, SOHCAHTOA. So, sa we need to know the opposite and the hypotenuse. So, for the sine A, ano ang opposite niya? Yung katapat. Ano yung katapat nito? Itong h sub 1. Okay? Ano ang hypotenuse? Itong opposite angle ng right triangle natin. Right angle natin, which is side B. Okay? Now, let us cross multiply this one and to isolate the h sub 1. So, we are going to have h sub 1 is equal to sine A times B. That will give you B sine A. So, that is our first equation. Next. Okay, so rewrite lang natin dito. Sa figure 4, ang nakuha natin, h sub 1 is equal to B sine, A. Now, if we are going to solve this one, okay, let's say this is h sub 2. This part of triangle naman. Kanina, itong part yung kinuha natin, itong may shade. This one is the other side. So, we are going to solve now for the sine B. So, SOHCAHTOA pa din, or SO pa din. So, opposite niya. Anong opposite ni sine B? As opposite angle niya, or opposite side niya, sorry, which is h sub 2 over the hypotenuse, which is side A. And cross multiply, that will give us h sub 2 is equal to A sine B. Diba? Sine B times A. Now, as we can see, that h sub 1, anong na-notice nyo? H sub 1 is equal to h sub 2. So, therefore, the B sine A is equal to A sine B. And if we are going to divide both sides of the equation by AB, we can cancel this and we can cancel this also. So, we will form that sine A over A is equal to sine B over B. So, doon na derive ang formula for the law of sines. So, given an oblique triangle, we form a right triangle and we use the height to derive the formula of the law of sines. Okay, so This is the formula for the law of sines, that sine A over A is equal to sine B over B, which is also equal to sine C over C. So the ratio of the sine of an angle to its opposite side is equal to the ratios of the sine of the other two angles to their opposite sides. Okay, so these are the few things to note before we begin solving an oblique triangle. So the angles and sides share the same progression of magnitude. So ibig sabihin yan, the longest side of a triangle is opposite the largest angle. It means kung ang angle A natin dito has a largest angle, so therefore katapat niya yung longest side. So yung largest angle or opposite niya is the longest side. And kung ang angle B mo is the smallest, then ang katapat niya is the shortest. Yan. Now, then you have to draw the triangle and label the angles and the sides. So that is always the last step in solving an oblique triangle. Kailangan i-redraw mo siya and label all the parts, the angle ABC and the side ABC. Then if two angles are known, start by determining the third angle. So kapag given na sa oblique triangle natin yung dalawang angle, try to solve first the third angle because alam natin that the sum of the interior angles is 180 degrees. So madali na lang siya i-solve. Okay? Then always use the given values rather than the calculated values for better accuracy. Okay, so that's all for the meantime. Then the next video is about the solving or the examples of solving an oblique triangle. So that is just an introduction about law of sines.